Hey everybody, Jennifer Bleam here. Sammy Brady is with me as well. And we were chatting in the green room all about Griffin IT and some cool stuff that they have going on. We're going to chit chat for just a couple of minutes, let a few of you pile in, and then we're going to get to our program and our Q&A and things like that. If you are joining us live, drop a hashtag live in the comments. If you are catching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments. It does help us. We know that we're speaking to live people, and I'm going to ask you to drop some takeaways and things like that as we go along. So do that whether you are live or catching the replay, because that is how the information sinks into your head and helps you really helps to concrete the different things that we're going to be talking about. So I feel like I know Sammy Brady, but you may not. So let me introduce her. She is working for James over at Griffin IT. That is one of James's many babies that he has started. He is a serial entrepreneur, and his
Yes.
business was taking off. It was growing. He needed someone to handle customer success, customer experience, and that is what Sammy lives and breathes. So, Sammy, can you introduce yourself and then
Mhm.
also give us an idea of the concept behind Griffin IT, what you do?
Yes, and thank you for everybody. It's great to be here. I'm Sammy Brady with Griffin IT. I started with Griffin in November of 22, so a little over almost 2 years now. He brought me in asking if he knew anybody who would be good at online sales, and I said, I think he's talking to me here. And I said, you know what? I can do this. And everything since then has been just snowballing into more beautiful and beautiful things, prospects, opportunities, and everything. And we have been allowed to flourish here at Griffin IT to the point where we are reaching out to our community and just expanding our MSP base as well.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the Griffin IT model, how it came to be, and then we'll jump from there.
Great. This is a fun story, actually. So, Griffin IT actually was before Griffin IT, it was Griffin Resources with his wife, Dr. Shelley Griffin, and she runs the HR companies. So, they decided that they would split so that he could do the IT procurement for MSPs. And we didn't have a warehouse yet. So, we had one sales guy, one owner. They were out of Jay McGill's kitchen in St. Pete, selling and shipping hardware, PCs, and laptops. And when we were getting so much, we had to send it over to the warehouses. Some of our MSP friends locally said, sure, we'll hold all your stuff. Great. A couple of months later, we went back to go and grab our stuff, and they're like, oh, we already sold it and gave it to somebody. So here's your money. We're like, I think we can make a business model out of this. Here, hold my stuff. And if you don't want it, give it back to me. And that's kind of where it all started. So that's why we call it the puppy program. Because how do you sell a puppy, Jennifer?
I know I think I know, but why don't you tell me?
Well, we like to say, here, play with this dog for a week. 9 times out of 10, when you go to ask for that dog back, they are not giving you that
They're not
dog
giving
back.
you the dog
It's
back. No.
exactly works the same for laptops and PCs that still have great life in them, or even just deeply discounted off lease hardware. So we have just been changing the way MSPs view vendors. We only work with MSPs exclusively. We give them an opportunity to try out before they have to buy it. So we do a net 90 consignment and we ship it there. We ship it for free. You try it, you keep it on hand as maybe a possible RMA swap out, or you can just have it ready on the go for any of your clients that suffer from some sort of fire or downtime. And you look like the MSP hero because you saved the day because you were already using Griffin IT's hardware program because you had some on your shelf and you were like, I've got it, no problem, here you go. And then you can come back to us and say, hey, I want to take care of that swap out, that RMA. And we're like, absolutely. Glad you did it the right way. You took care of your client first, then you came to us. They did not have any wait time when we would do the returns. It's advanced replacement, 3-year advanced replacements, and we cover the lifetime of the sale of the machine. So if maybe you got a refurb and it didn't do so well and the functionality stopped, we'll swap it out, no questions asked. You just give us a little time and tell us what's wrong, and then we will send you a new one right away.
Now you said 3-year swap out. What is that?
Oh, I apologize. Not a swap out, but it's a 3-year advanced replacement
That is what you
warranty.
said. Okay, what does that mean? Yes.
Yes. So with that, it means over the lifetime of the sale. So if the if the MSP got 90 days to try before he buys, and then finally on that day 91, he's like, I'm ready to pay for this. That's when the 3-year advanced replacement warranty starts. So with that, if anything were to happen via functionality, we don't necessarily cover accidental damage. If it's just the functionality, whether it's the drive or the hard drive or the RAM or even the screen or the keyboard, we will help you. We'll swap that out. So we'll be sending another one in its place before you even send yours back. That's the return.
Interesting.
The swap. We
That's
call it a puppy swap.
That's
So,
amazing because I have a relatively new-ish laptop. I think it's about a year old, and at about the 6-month mark, I started having some weird issues with the keyboard, where it's just out of alignment, and I didn't drop it. I didn't drop anything on it, but when I hit the space bar, it kind of kerchunks.
mhm.
That's I'm way over exaggerating. And then it's also extremely slow. I think I got a bit of a lemon. It's fine. It is working. And maybe that isn't something that you're covering, but it is good to know, especially because they're refurbed. How old are they on average? Like any idea?
That is a good question. I mean, for right now, the models that we sell are Dell and Lenovo, M80Qs for Lenovo, 70Qs and 920s. We also do the Dell Latitudes. We have new and refurbished off lease. So when we get them off lease, it comes from possibly like a Canadian bank who said, this is not for me. I didn't mean to order
Yeah.
these. I want to sell them. We'll grab those. We'll take care of them. They've never been used. They may have had an asset tag removed. And then we uh, just put them on our shelves and sell them to our MSPs that want them.
I
So
I love it. And when it
yeah.
comes to selling the value of Griffin IT, let's talk like problem solutions. So, what are the problems that you're solving for the average MSP?
We are eliminating the break fix for one. So they do not have to waste any of their time upgrading, modifying their computers. They can do it through us. We can also help them with their custom images, their RMM links, and their hardware hash. And we can also, as a service, do the upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11. So we offer a little step above the rest of a vendor that does refurbished. Because of those, we kind of remain up top the other competitors.
Okay, got it. Very cool. And I just tried to share some information in the chat. It is not letting me. So
Oh,
for whatever reason, it is being stubborn. So I am going to open up Facebook while I'm talking since we're using Restream. And hopefully this will not like glitch on me. And I'll just drop it there. So, okay, so problem solution. We talked a little bit about that. You've Griffin's been around for 3-ish years. Is that correct? I'm going by
I
memory.
say I'm like 5 years actually,
Okay, perfect.
2019. So
Okay, awesome.
yeah.
So, okay, so I am dropping in the chat now. If you want to register or take a look around, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So, what are some of your MSP clients saying to you? I love hearing like real life stories because obviously, if someone's never heard of you before, their guard is up, rightfully so. And sometimes it's just helpful to hear from real live clients.
So I honestly, it's every connection I make is a genuine connection, and I call them like my MSPs because we have developed such a great relationship. So a lot of them always tell me you're the best. Thanks so much. I don't know what I'd do without you. And I'm like, so I am happy that I get those compliments. Those are the favorite ones. My most favorites is the ones that just really truly value the service that I provide. Is just the constant caring, the consistent upkeep and follow up, and just even for a laugh. I'm like, call me for a laugh. We don't have to talk business. We can sit and we can just hang out if you need anything. So I have always just made myself readily available, if you will, or unreasonably hospitable is another one to say. So I'm very tenacious. I make sure that every MSP is treated with the same respect as all of us, deserve, but also just making sure their projects get finished on time. So I'm their little mini project assistant.
I love it. Any stories where like you really saved the bacon for an MSP?
Oh yeah, we had an MSP. What state was he? He's in Georgia. He I think I kind of owed him one because he didn't quite understand the business model just yet. And we had taken back a machine that he asked for us to replace, but he didn't quite understand the just the process. And so I said, "Hey, I'm happy to take some time out and show you how this works." And I learned that his assistant was the one who never showed him how to do it. So again, I decided to go dig deeper and explain the way I can in order to reach person. So it just so happened a friend of mine's an attorney. She said she was having a huge problem, and I said, I owe that guy one. Let me call him up and see if he can help her. And they were literally, he's in Griffin, and she's in Griffin, and he's in Atlanta, Georgia. 30-minute drive. He took care of her same day. I have chills because she's like, "What do I do? Do I pay for you?" And I'm like, "No." Like, I was just listen to him. And
Yeah.
so I called back. I said, "Hey, how did that go?" And he was like, "This is great. We're going to do business." She's sending another attorney's office my way. So I also created a referral program in Griffin just for that reason, is to just give back to my MSPs. Even if we have a misunderstanding, I'm still going to be helping you. I don't care. It's not about me. It's about them. So,
I love it.
yeah, and that's the best part about it, is just saving the day for MSPs. There was another one where they were just in trial phase of the walkthrough and accidentally ordered, and it got shipped. And they just happened to have it on the day that they went to demo, and we're like, "Yeah, here, now you can buy it." And everybody was like, great. So absolutely no downtime. Our boss says if you can source it brand new and you have all the time and all the money, then go for it. Don't fix what's broke. But if you need a better solution, an instant solution, come check out what we have to offer. And you never know. You might actually really like it. So we do
Yeah.
more than just that hardware, though. We're getting into software. We do servers as well, and some networking equipment.
So let me ask you something, because I know this is a little bit of a sticking point with some MSPs, is that they will be troubleshooting a computer, and they're good at troubleshooting. This is what they do all day long. And then they call Dell, Lenovo, whomever, and they have to start all over again and justify that the machine really, yes, I really did try that. Yes, I've rebooted. Yes, I've reset the BIOS, like whatever all the things are. How does that work with Griffin? Because I'm sure you have to kind of cover your bases, but how does that process work?
The RMA process for us is so streamlined. It's kind of ridiculous. It's I to the point where I have to re-instruct them because they don't believe me. It's that easy. And I'm like, look, you go to the RMA, well, you find your order that you want to RMA. You just click on it, and your invoice opens. You select the serial numbers, and it starts the process. You give the answers of what happened, why, if it's the faulty keyboard, if it's the screen, if it's anything. You just tell me, hey, I tried for 15 minutes. It's the screen. Please send a new one. My boss approves it. I go back in and I order you the same equivalent, or if not, or better, latest and greatest, and we get you going. And then the return label for that faulty machine is automatically emailed to you in a link. So it is completely streamlined. I don't even have to do much anymore. I don't even have to ask for a label from my shipping manager anymore. It's so easy. So it's so easy. Some people, like I said, they don't believe it. And you have 30 days to return this. Otherwise, it auto invoices you again. But
That's
that's it.
awesome. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you've made it so easy. You've taken all the pain out of it. So that's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
What is your background? I love how much you know about tech and how much you're into customer service and customer success. But where does that come from?
I think just the lifetime of wanting to volunteer and be a good human. That is my background. I say I used to just love to do soup kitchens and go out into the communities and help the less unfortunate. But after high school, I joined the Navy and became a Serbian Croatian intelligence linguist. So
Fascinating.
it's called a cryptologic technician interpretive, CTI, and I did an extensive immersion courses of Serbian and Croatian, and also some Bosnian dialect over like a span of from 2001 into 2004. All of that training, and then just applied it obviously with my job. But we were only allowed to say we were working in computers. So
Right at the time, sure, of
yeah, I
course.
was
Got to stay safe.
stationed over near Lackland called the Medina Annex. So, it was quite a fun tale, and after that, I became a mother. I graduated, and I graduated, excuse me, I majored in psychology and I loved working in offices. So did Excel work. I excelled at, excuse me, accounting jobs. So I did a lot of that first. So when
Interesting.
James found me, I was actually working in sales for Micromatic, and that is a beer parts manufacturer over in Brooksville, Florida, that they kind of have taken over the whole nation as well. So they're amazing, but they gave me some good skills to learn about sales. And I said I was hungry for more, and James found me and said, "Well, I know where you belong." So
That's fantastic. I love it. I love everybody's origin story. It's so interesting because in the moment it feels very meandering and sometimes a little bit like a pendulum, like you're swinging from
right.
one thing to the next and then it all just falls into place. So
It does,
it's
and actually,
fantastic.
if I could share with you,
Yeah.
1 second, I was gonna tell you a little something about Griffin.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to hear that for sure.
Well, Griffin, James is always very kind. I've actually known him since high school. We have been friends since middle school. Actually, not high school, but middle school. In high school, we worked together our senior year. He was always the guy known for the guy walking around with a briefcase with a laptop. Nobody else owned a laptop in 2001, just James. He even let me borrow it. That's how nice he was, and it's just kind of funny that that's exactly how this has always been. He'll let you hold on to something. If you don't like it, send it back. No problem. But if you like it, just buy it, and we'll make sure you stay happy. And that was just the way he is. Our first project together, though, was with a gentleman who was, I can't remember his name, but he was the one that was teaching everybody the signs for children who were kidnapped. And he needed us to teach him how to use the laptops and create, I think at the time it was like queries, because remember Microsoft Access, that was still used. And so he was trying to just, I think, if we think about it, we were probably trying to create our first CRM and we didn't even know it.
Right, right, right.
So yeah, that was our first working experience together, James and I, and it just again full circle, so many years later, 23 years later, really. So kind of
Amazing.
amazing. I also, because I majored in psychology and I'm a big fan of mental health, I created the Calling All Women in IT Facebook group for every woman who holds any position in the IT industry. And that means even if you are the booking coordinator, the reception, the accountant office, if you are within those confines of the industry, we are wanting as many ladies worldwide to join us just for the sheer fact of accountability, friendship, and just does that happen to you too? Like, let's find some things in common and
The
see
camaraderie
find
is
better solutions.
Oh, the camaraderie is so needed. I mean, some people have some horror stories. I don't have any significant horror stories, but obviously, I'm very much a minority. I'm a woman. I'm a woman in the C-suite. I'm a woman influencer, which still seems a little surreal to say. And so that puts me in this very, very, very small category. And it can feel a little lonely at times. You go to a massive show and the 6% of the people there are female and you're like, okay, look at all the bros, how cool is that? So it
Right?
is nice to have a little safe corner of the internet that we can all hang out together.
That's right. And I've been calling it, I say it to the ladies, welcome to the IT sisterhood.
Oh, I like it.
A lot of gentlemen have said, this is a man's, world right now because of that ratio difference.
Yes.
So why not try to encourage more women to jump in and take a stab at it? Because like I said, I came from a psych major. One of the other ladies who helps me run this group, she came from an art major. And here we are making art. So
Yes.
that's what we feel like we were meant to do is just to be there for all of our sisters and really just take the lead. And if they need anything at all, we can count on each other.
It's fantastic. I actually have a minor in psychology, so that may be why we have hit it off so well. So,
Right. Well, I love
okay,
humanity.
yes, yes, and I love that. It's just a fascinating. I love studying how humans think and make decisions. Obviously, that dovetails really well into sales. So,
It does, especially for cybersecurity. That is a
yes,
definite one. I read your book. It was just eye-opening. And my favorite part, though, because it's so true, is get ready to tell them 13 more times
yes,
afterwards because it does not stick. And that was another one. And luckily James was always very patient with me, but I bet if I didn't have a more patient person, I would have been gone by now because I ask many questions.
Yes.
But if you
And
don't, then you don't learn.
but if you're not a technical person, it is very overwhelming, which is how most MSPs clients feel, is very overwhelmed. They don't want to make a wrong decision. They don't want to be tricked into
Right.
making the wrong decision. They don't want to like willingly step into that either. And so it's a tough position for an MSP that has to be selling to the small business owner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it's even harder because I actually do have business owners reaching out, asking me things about cybersecurity or computers or where can I get your hardware? And I'm like, I can send you to the MSP, I know. But I'm also trying to tell them, hey, don't forget cybersecurity is a real thing in your business and you need to be protected. And I've learned from Larry Metter, it's like a $1.4 million recovery. I mean, and then the minimum is like 812K of a ransom. So it's like
Mhm.
I don't know anybody who has that.
Right.
So I have been trying and advocating and just, putting it out there. Don't forget, you need cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And I've even asked those business owners, who are you using? And they would say like Vonage or Spectrum. And I'm like, they're not gonna give you the cybersecurity. Oh, but I'm protected. And I'm like, yeah, I think your paycheck's protected. They're planning to take that, but
Right. Right.
I just don't
Exactly.
think it's. I don't think they didn't explain it to you. So,
Right.
I am trying to slowly but surely teach all of my friends who are not in IT. This is the best way to go.
Yeah.
Trust your
Agreed.
IT guys.
Agreed. Okay, so how do MSPs learn a little bit more about Griffin? Like I did drop your link into the Facebook Live that we're streaming right now, but what happens then? Like what's that process look like?
So if you go to download or register your accounts, we get an alert. I call you, or you set up a time frame. What is good for you? And I just give you a quick portal walkthrough. Understand your case needs. If you need to start off with a $3,000 borrowing limit, we can do that. If you are looking for more, we simply ask that we, get a little skin in the game. And if you're looking for a bulk deal, half up front so that we can get your hardware and then the other half on a net 30 option for you. So that has been working out really well with a lot of our MSPs who are doing schools right now. So we piece them
Oh,
out. We'll send them like 60 a week so that they can work on them being ready for their 100 and maybe 200 students now, 180, 200.
yeah.
So that's just one thing that we do for them as well. So I would say they would register, I do the quick walkthrough. They just learn a little muscle memory how everything works. And if they have any questions, they come back to me. It's, like I said, very streamlined with the RMA process. Same thing with ordering. You just look at what we have available. If it's for you, if you want to upgrade it, you can upgrade the RAM and the hard drive. You can also, like I said, get Windows 11 service put on and do your links and your hardware hashes and your RMM. So with all that, it's so easy because you can literally put the link in the notes. Nothing in the box is shipped except for the equipment itself. There's no paperwork. Nobody knows. So you can actually drop ship to your clients.
Oh,
Say, this is
interesting.
my, yeah, say, here, my shipping department's dropping it off for you. We don't even tell them it's from who it's from. We don't even put our name on the box. It is just solely your shipping departments. And that's how we've made it very discreet so that end users do not find us because we would say no anyway. So,
Yes.
but it's so
Nice.
easy. And you can either make it a prepay, you can make it a net 30 and borrow and then be billed automatically, or you can call it the puppy and borrow for the net 90. And if you decide to do anything with any order, you first get your confirmation of saying, thank you, we have it. Then you get your service tag, it's emails. And of course, if you need any hardware hash, that will be sent then. And then you get your tracking. So after that, you open up your box, everything looks great, and you're ready to demo it, do so. And if nothing's wrong, don't fix it, right? Just be ready for your your install. So we've had that happen where they decided to wait till the install day, and I was like, don't you want to check your equipment just in case?
Yes,
So
please.
I always tell people to please check your equipment as soon as you get it, just because shipping might have punted it with, UPS. I don't know.
Sure.
We are now doing UPS and FedEx, whichever one is better, we will use, or if you have a preference. So we really have made ourselves unreasonably hospitable, accommodating as to the MSP. It's all automated for them. And a lot of them just, they call and say, hey, I'm on the road. Can you order me something? Let's talk. Let's go over it. And so I will end up helping them place orders or they can do it. We're going to be mobile friendly soon. I think in about 6 months. So we'll even be accessible at your own fingertips, right? To order any hardware you need. So we just really do try to accommodate as best we can.
Amazing. Oh, I love it. I love hearing about different business models and thinking outside the box. You've clearly solved a pretty big problem in our industry. So that's exciting to me. So kudos.
Thank you.
Any last minute parting thoughts before I let you get on with your day?
Yes, yes. I in my group, I just want to share. I do these positive affirmation cards,
Oh,
and then
wonderful.
I also do like some little stress relief cards. But they were so good today. And these are little quotes. But it says it's learn the rules like a pro, so you can break them like an artist. That's Pablo Picasso. So
Oh,
I love that. And it says it's hard to make a difference in the world when you follow the rules. And that was Aubrey de Grey.
hmm.
So yeah, those are kind of fun. And then I like this one. I now choose to be confident in knowing that I provide value to others. So we have these little fun cards I divvy out on Fridays, Mondays. I even have a Namaste Saturday. So, if you're there in the group and you need some sort of uplifting, courage or some, you know, just some support, just come into that group and we'll be here for you. Leave your comments in there and we'll take care of you.
Amazing.
Thank
I
you.
so appreciate you. I'm glad you're in the channel, and thank you so much for
As
your
am I.
time today introducing us to Griffin IT. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jennifer, and thank you everybody who came. Take
Thank
care.
you so much. Take care.